So let's talk about how to get started with the single Calypso pump. So we've got the Calypso pump itself attached to the mains electricity with our black power cord that clips in the back. We have our bottle ready to collect our milk. Now we don't need the storage lid which it came with, so we'll take that off and put that away for after we finish pumping. Instead, we're going to screw on the breast shell. Now the breast shell, this particular one is 26 millimeters, and let's imagine I know that that's the right width for me to get started pumping. We've got two membranes. We've got the lip valve, which is on the bottom, and we don't want to pull that on the wedgy bit because that could damage it. If we ever do remove that for cleaning or storage, we're going to take it off at the base. And we have another valve that's a bit like a lid that's going to go in the top of the breast shell. Then we're going to get the lid for the breast shell, and this lid has the connector on the end that's going to be connected to the pump itself. Now this isn't where milk's going to go, this is just something that changes the pressure inside the pump to make the pump work. And on this green lid we have a very clear line, and that line is going to line up with another line that we'll find on the top of the breast shell. So we line up the two lines and then do a little screw clockwise about 1/2 centimetre, so that little lid is nice and tight on top of the breast shell. Then let's connect it onto the bottle, so we've got lots of nice tight connections. And then at the end of this tube we've got this little white stopper. Now if we were double pumping, both parts of the stopper would be open because we'd have two tubes coming out of it. Because we're single pumping, we need to make sure that stopper is nice and tight and the other tube is connected onto there. And we're going to put that into the centre of the front of the pump. Now when we're pumping, we're probably not going to use that bottle stand, but we'll use that in between pumping sessions and when we're storing the milk. So then to get started pumping, you may start with some breast massage or some warm compresses to help improve your start when you pump, because don't forget the pump is not the same as a baby. We have to trick our body into releasing the milk, and some people find they get better output if they do a little bit of preparation beforehand. We also want to try and copy the patterns that babies use on the breast. So when they first start coming to the breast, in order to get the milk flowing, they're not going to use their strongest vacuum straight away. They actually use quite a light fluttery motion to get the milk ejection reflex started. So we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to use fairly soft on the vacuum. I'm only going to use 2 or 3 bars on the vacuum, but quite fast cycles. So on my display, I'm pretty much up to the top when it comes to the cycles. If we listen to the pump, it's kind of a vum, v, 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 v. It's quite a fast motion. And we should notice that the nipple's moving inside the shell, and we're getting that stimulation, and hopefully our letdown reflex or our milk ejection reflex will get started. Once we start to see beads of milk on the end of the nipple, or the milk starts to flow, then we're going to change what we do with the dial. We're going to increase the cycles, make it a bit stronger. Sorry, increase the vacuum and make it a bit stronger, but we're going to slow down on the cycles. So to get the milk started, we have faster cycles, less vacuum. Once the milk is flowing and we want to get more milk out, we're going to do slower cycles, but stronger vacuum. And this time, instead of going, it's more of a, and I can hear the valves inside squeezing away, and that's going to create the negative pressure which will help the milk to come out.